The mahogany conference table reflected my stepmother's perfectly manicured nails as she drummed them impatiently. "Just read it already," she snapped at the lawyer. "We all know what it says." The lawyer adjusted his glasses, cleared his throat. "To my daughter, Marlowe," he began. My stepmother's lips curled into that familiar smirk, the one she'd perfected over 15 years of marriage to my father. "Your father left you nothing," she interrupted, her voice dripping with satisfaction. "Nothing, just like I told you he would." The lawyer's eyes met mine. Something flickered there. Was that amusement? "Actually," he said slowly, "perhaps you should let me finish reading, Mrs. Chen." What happened next made my stepmother's face turn 3 different shades of purple. But I'm getting ahead of myself. To understand why my father's will shocked everyone in that room, and why my stepmother ended up losing everything, you need to know what she did first.
If you love revenge stories where karma hits hard and the underdog wins big, hit that subscribe button right now, because what my dad pulled off from beyond the grave, it's the kind of revenge that would make Reddit's Pro-Revenge Hall of Fame. My name is Marlo Chen. I'm 28 years old. And until 6 months ago, I thought my father hated me. See, when my mom died of cancer when I was 10, Dad threw himself into his work. Chen Industries started as a small electronics repair shop. By the time I was 13, it was a multi-million-dollar tech company. That's when Victoria entered the picture. She was his secretary, 20 years younger than him, drop-dead gorgeous, and completely obsessed with his money. I tried to warn him. God, I tried. "She's using you, Dad," I said one night over dinner. He slammed his fork down. "You're just jealous. Victoria loves me. She loves your wallet." That was the night he told me to get out. I was 18. For 10 years, I built my own life. Got my MBA, started working at a competing tech firm, made a name for myself without the Chen family fortune. Meanwhile, Victoria systematically turned my father against me. She'd post photos on social media, family vacation in Bali, just her, Dad, and her 2 kids from a previous marriage. She convinced him I was after his money, that I only called on his birthday and holidays because I wanted to stay in the will. The truth? I called because I missed my dad. But Victoria was good, really good. She isolated him from his brothers, his old friends, anyone who might question her motives. She got him to pay for her kids' Ivy League educations, buy them cars, give them executive positions at Chen Industries, despite having 0 qualifications. And me? I got a birthday card once. It was signed by his assistant. Then, 6 months ago, I got the call. "Listen, Marlo, this is Mount Sinai Hospital. Your father's had a heart attack." I rushed there. Victoria was already in the room playing the devoted wife. "You can't be here," she hissed when the nurses left. "He doesn't want to see you." "He's my father." "No, he was your father. He has a real family now." But here's the thing about my dad. He was a chess player, always thinking 5 moves ahead. And Victoria? She never saw him open his eyes that day, never saw me squeeze his hand when I whispered, "I love you, Dad." Never knew about the note he slipped into my palm. Dad died 2 days later. Victoria took control immediately, planned a funeral that was more like a corporate event than a goodbye to a father. She sat in the front row with her kids. I was relegated to the back, like a distant acquaintance instead of his only biological child. The whispers followed me everywhere. "That's the daughter he disowned. I heard she tried to contest the will already. Victoria says she was abusive." I kept my head high, clutched that note in my pocket. It had only 4 words. Trust Mr. Davidson. Wait. Mr. Davidson was Dad's lawyer, his old lawyer, the one Victoria had tried to get him to fire last year. After the funeral, Victoria cornered me by my car. "Don't even think about showing up for the will reading," she spat. "You're not welcome. It's a legal proceeding. I have every right. She laughed, actually laughed. Rights? You have no rights. You walked away from this family. I was pushed away. Same difference. Besides, I already know what the will says. He told me everything. My heart sank. He did? Of course. We didn't have secrets. She leaned in close, whispered, "You get nothing. Nothing. Not even a photo album." Her son Derek smirked from across the parking lot. He'd been driving Dad's Bentley, already acting like he owned everything. The company, the houses, the investments, it's all mine. Well, mine and my children's, his real family. I said nothing, just got in my car and drove away. But I didn't go home. I went to see Mr. Davidson.
Mr. Davidson's office smelled like old leather and justice. "Marlowe," he said warmly, "I've been expecting you. Dad left me a note." "I know." He pulled out a thick folder. "Your father was a brilliant man, and he knew exactly what Victoria was doing." My hands shook. "He did?" "Oh, yes. He started planning this 3 years ago, when she tried to get him to change lawyers." He smiled. "That's when he got suspicious. But he never said anything. He couldn't. She monitored everything. His calls, his emails. She even had tracking apps on his phone." Mr. Davidson pulled out a document. "So he got creative." I read the paper, read it again. "Is this real?" "Very real. He set it up through a shell company. Victoria had no idea. The document showed that 3 years ago, Dad had transferred 51% of Chen Industries to a trust with one beneficiary, me. But there's more," Mr. Davidson said. "The will reading is tomorrow, and Victoria is in for quite a surprise." "She said she knows what's in the will." He chuckled. "She knows what's in the fake will, the one your father left where she could find it." "There are 2 wills? Oh, Marlowe, your father didn't just leave you the company. He left you the tools to destroy her." That night, I didn't sleep. I thought about all the years of manipulation, the isolation, the lies Victoria had spread about me. I thought about her children taking executive roles they didn't earn, drawing massive salaries while actual employees struggled. I thought about my dad playing the long game, even while his heart was failing. The next morning, I put on my best suit, the one I wore to close million-dollar deals. Victoria had said I wasn't welcome at the will reading. Too bad she wasn't the one making the guest list.
The conference room was packed. Victoria sat at the head of the table like she owned the place. Her children flanked her. Derek was already on his phone, probably looking at yacht listings. They all turned when I walked in. "What is she doing here?" Victoria stood up. "Security!" "Miss Chen has every right to be here," Mr. Davidson said calmly. "Please, everyone, sit down." Victoria's face was red. "This is harassment. She's contesting the will before we even read it." "I'm not contesting anything," I said, taking a seat across from her. "I'm just here to listen." She sneered. "Good, because you're about to hear exactly what your father thought of you." Mr. Davidson opened his briefcase, pulled out a sealed envelope. "Before we begin," he said, "I need to verify something. Mrs. Chen, you've been serving as CEO of Chen Industries for the past 6 months, correct? Of course, someone had to take charge after," she dabbed at fake tears, "after we lost him. And you've made some significant changes. I've modernized, brought in fresh blood," she gestured to her sons, "people I can trust." "I see. And you terminated several long-term employees. Dead weight. They were holding the company back." Mr. Davidson made a note. "Including the entire original engineering team? Especially them. Dinosaurs, all of them." "Interesting." He broke the seal on the envelope. "Now, let's read your late husband's will." Victoria leaned back, smirked at me. "To my wife, Victoria Chen, I leave the sum of $1. The room went silent. "What?" Victoria shut up. "That's impossible. Read it again." "I leave the sum of $1, Mr. Davidson repeated, "along with a message, 'I know what you did.'" "This is fake. I saw the will. He left me everything." "You saw a draft, Mrs. Chen, one your husband specifically wanted you to find." Mr. Davidson continued reading. "To my daughter, Marlo Chen, I leave my 51% stake in Chen Industries, currently held in the Davidson Trust." "That's impossible. I own this company." "Actually, you don't. You've been acting as CEO of a company you have no stake in, which means—" He slid a document across the table to me. "As majority shareholder, Miss Chen, you have full authority to make executive decisions, effective immediately." I looked at Victoria, at her spoiled children, at the empire they thought they'd stolen. "My first decision as majority shareholder is to terminate the current CEO." "You can't do this," Victoria screamed. "Actually, I can. And Derek, Brittany, you're fired too. Security will escort you out." "This is illegal. I'll sue." Mr. Davidson pulled out another folder. "Speaking of legal matters, there's the issue of embezzlement." Victoria went white. "What embezzlement?" Derek demanded. "The $3 million your mother transferred to offshore accounts, the corporate cars she registered in your names, the corporate credit cards used for personal expenses." Mr. Davidson smiled. "Your father documented everything." "I want a lawyer." "You'll need one. The district attorney is very interested in this case." Security arrived. 2 guards I recognized. Men who'd worked for my father for 20 years. Men Victoria had tried to fire but couldn't because they had ironclad contracts. They were smiling. As they escorted Victoria and her children out, she turned to me one last time. "This isn't over." "Yes," I said. "It is."
That was 6 months ago. Victoria was convicted of embezzlement and fraud. She got 5 years in federal prison. Her children? They're working retail now. Turns out an Ivy League education doesn't mean much when you're known for destroying a family business. I rebuilt Chen Industries from the ground up, rehired the engineers Victoria had fired, promoted the employees she'd overlooked. We're more profitable than ever. But the best part? Going through Dad's things, I found a letter. "My dearest Marlo, if you're reading this, then Mr. Davidson did his job. I'm sorry for the years we lost. Victoria was very good at what she did, but not as good as she thought. I never stopped loving you, never stopped being proud of you. Every achievement you earned on your own, I celebrated in secret. She thought she was playing me. In reality, I was playing her, giving her enough rope to hang herself while protecting what really mattered, you. The company was never the real inheritance, sweetheart. It was the lesson. Sometimes the best revenge is letting someone think they've won, right until the moment they lose everything. I love you. Dad." I keep that letter in my desk drawer, next to a photo of us before Mom died, before Victoria, before everything went wrong. And sometimes when I'm working late in the office that she thought would be hers, I smile. Because Dad was right. The best revenge isn't just winning. It's winning so completely that they never see it coming. Victoria thought she'd destroyed our family. Instead, she destroyed herself. And me? I got my father back. Maybe not in person, but in the legacy he left, the company he built, the justice he planned, the last laugh he made sure I'd have. Dad always was a chess player. And in the end, checkmate.